Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to thank you all for attending today's announcement. My name is Colonel John Snyder, and I work for the Strategic Outreach Directorate, part of the U.S. Army Accessions Command at Fort Knox, Kentucky. The reason why we're here today is to kick off the 2006 U.S. Army All-American Ball Selection Tour. It's our pleasure to have with us today the Vice Chief of Staff of the Army, General Richard Cody, Commander of the U.S. Army Accessions Command, Lieutenant General Robert Van Antwerp, the Deputy Assistant Secretary of the Army for Human Resources, Mr. John McLaurin, and certainly the coaches, Coach Boone, Coach Yost, and of course the official player of this year's 2006 announcement, A.J. Wallace and his family. U.S. Army All-American Bowl is a celebration of high school football and all the people required to support this great event. It's American tradition, if you will. And every person involved in the sport deserves recognition, from the parents to the coaches to the athletes to the fans. And every year the U.S. Army All-American Bowl showcases 78 of tomorrow's college and NFL stars. These 78 college football players come from more than 1 million American football athletes and selected from 400 bowl nominees. In the 5 years of the game, the bowl has played host to Heisman Trophy finalists such as Adrian Peterson, Reggie Bush, as well as NFL stars Michael Clayton and Kevin Jones. Texas' Vince Young, Chris Leak from Florida, Ohio State's Teddy Ginn, Cal's Deshaun Jackson have earned the bowl's prestigious award, the Pete Dawkins Game Most Valuable Honor. And last year this game was attended by more than 30,000 people, and more than 3.5 million Americans watched it on NBC. The 2006 Bowl we played on Saturday, January 7th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's going to be inside the San Antonio Alamo Dome. This year we also welcome the Parade magazine to the All-American Bowl. At the 2006 U.S. All-American Awards Dinner, the high school football highest honor, the Parade All-American High School Football Player of the Year will be announced and presented with the Ken Hall Trophy. Now it's my pleasure to introduce a legendary high school football coach. And anybody who ever talks about high school football or thinks about high school football coaches thinks about this individual. A man who, with his lifelong partner, Coach Bill Yost, taught a group of young men, a city, and indeed a nation, that what matters is not the color of a person's skin, but the content of their heart. Coach Herman Boone has been a major part of the Bowl since its inception. And what he and Coach Yost accomplished 34 years ago at T.C. Williams High School is nothing short of phenomenal. His leadership, his dedication to his students, to his student athletes, and his community underscore what the U.S. Army All-American Bowl is about. He remains a legendary leader, not only in the Washington area, but also around the country. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Boone.
Thank you very much, Colonel Snyder, for that wonderful introduction. I hate to disappoint all of you. I realize that Denzel Washington probably was your first choice, but nevertheless, I'm happy to be here to see my good friend again, General Cody, and of course, General Van. Ladies and gentlemen, there is an intense positive impact of a game like this for these standout young men, and even on their communities. The entire All-American Bowl experience is an opportunity for these young men to demonstrate these kids. It's an opportunity to demonstrate these kids with what it means to give back to their families and their communities. Thanks to the United States Army, even kids who not playing in this game will benefit from both players, families, and coaches across the country. And we'll come together in San Antonio, and these kids obviously will take back home new ideas that they'll live with for the rest of their lives. What roles then, I'm asked many times, if any, do coaches play in the lives of these kids, in particular this game? And I truly believe that coaches play a major role in the development of these young men. In a large part, the athletes owe their success to the coaches and parents that help them supported them throughout their football's career. Coaches give back to our young men just as you do: leadership, teamwork, and many times a jump start. A coach must succeed in teaching their players the value of leadership, teamwork, and a commitment to excellence and a refusal to accept defeat. But more than anything else, I truly believe that a coach must give and demand of all of our kids character education. AJ's coach is Dave Bradshaw. He's been a head coach at McDonough High School since 1999 and has coached at that school for the last 13 years and doing a wonderful job. Spending that much time at one institution allows you to build a strong foundation of trust and understanding between the coach, the players, and the parents. And believe me, ladies and gentlemen, more than anything else, trust becomes the emotional glue that binds all of us together. Coach Bradshaw and your staff, I salute you and what you've done at your school and with these great young men that you've coached and developed, such as A.J. Wallace. I thank you and God bless you.
It's a pleasure to invite the General Richard Cody, the Army Vice Chief of Staff, up. He's more than a fan. He's a participant in the bowl experience. And in fact, I think it was rumored last year, sir, you were handing in plays to the East team when they're down 35-3. But nonetheless, right. Sir. But as the Army as a whole, it represents the All-American Bowl, the same values as we see these young football players exude from day to day, is the same values that we honor in the United States Army. Without further ado, General Richard Cody.
Well, thank you all for coming. General Van Antwerp, Bob, great to have your leadership, great to have you continue to serve our nation in this critical mission that you have, more importantly for what you do for the All-American Bowl. Mr. McGinnis, Coaches Boone and Yost, good to see you guys. Remember the Titan is still my favorite movie, and Coach Boone, I don't think Denzel Washington holds a candle to you. You're much better looking. It's really a pleasure for me to be here to kick off the All-American Bowl Selection Tour kickoff here. The Army is about investing in people. It's about protecting this nation, but one of our core competencies is developing young men and women and developing and investing in America's youth, and that's really what this All-America Bowl is about. The connection between the athletes playing in this game and the soldiers that fill our ranks are both obvious and subtle. Both must be disciplined, must be physically and mentally tough, trained for excellence, and a willing member of a team who will never quit and never accept defeat. At the core, certain intangible values are also required to be successful on the football field and on the battlefield. Loyalty to one's team, respect for oneself and one's teammates, honor on and off in the field, personal courage when the game gets long and the challenges seem too great, and trust amongst each other. The relief and recovery efforts underway for Hurricane Katrina and the emotional visit of the New Orleans Saints players to the Houston Astrodome this Sunday afforded us another opportunity to see that connection. With discipline and selfless service and compassion, professionalism, our soldiers have again answered the call on the Gulf Coast, many of them are just coming out of combat, and have been working tirelessly with their civilian counterparts to bring relief to that region. And with that same sense of loyalty and selfless service and compassionate and professionalism, the Saints players made an uplifting visit to the Astrodome this weekend and dedicated their victory to those who were impacted by this terrible storm. The bonds created in Army basic training or in football's summer twice-a-day drills, the trust that's built amongst blockers in the skill positions, or the scouts and the cavalrymen, crystallize those values and legitimizes that discipline that required on every team that you play. When the time to advance in life comes, both the player and the soldier are much stronger and better prepared for success because of the training, the leadership that coaches and their leaders give them, and the shared experience of a team effort under adversity. Few players in the All-American Bowl will understand that as well as A.J. Wallace. His father, Antoine, and mother, Deetra, who are with us here today, were sergeants in our Army during the Cold War in the 1980s. And we welcome you both, and we congratulate you on bringing up such a fine young man. Since his military retirement in 1992, Antoine has worked in the Army Ops Center right here in this building and was here at 9/11. Mom Deetra also worked for the Deputy Chief of Staff for Operations in the Command and Control Support Agency during most of the 1990s before moving over to the National Guard Bureau. Young A.J. understands what it means to be an outstanding member of a successful team. His performance on the field proves that he places the mission first, and no matter what is needed to help his team win, he does that. Like our soldiers, he takes pride in making a difference for himself, for his family, for his school, and for his teammates. Last year alone, listen to the statistics of this young man. Last year he scored 26 touchdowns, rushed almost for 1,400 yards, caught 12 passes for more than another 200 yards, and a pair of touchdowns. And playing on the other side, had 65 tackles, intercepted 3 passes, and returned 3 punts for touchdowns. The U.S. Army is proud to provide a national platform for fine young student athletes like A.J. Wallace to showcase their incredible dedication and their talent and who they are as individuals. It's my honor today to announce that A.J. Wallace, a running back and cornerback from the Maurice J. McDonough High School in nearby Plumford, Maryland, has been selected as the U.S. Army All-American to play in the 2006 United States Army All-American Bowl. A.J., please come up here.
Could we have you step up the side
Okay.
over here? Yes, sir.
They're going to orchestrate this.
Yes, sir.
All right, I like this. You get the black jersey. There you go. 06. I think that's going to fit great. What do you think?
Yes.
AJ, you can go ahead and try it on.
There we go. In fact, if Coach Bradshaw would let us, I'd like you to play for the Army team this year. We've got to use your speed right now. We've got a tough schedule coming up. Or at least we could use them for the Army-Navy game, Coach.
You ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay, and there's your hat, young man.
So here's his official invitation to 2006 All-American Bowl.
Okay, well, on behalf of the Secretary of the Army and the Chief of Staff of the Army and all the soldiers out there, 600,000 right now in 120 countries defending our freedom, who will be watching you and your other players here in January, welcome to the All-American team.
Thank
you. Okay. You want to say a few words? Okay.
I would just like to thank General and everybody involved with this and everything. I'm just honored to be a part of it. I would like to thank my parents and my sister and everybody that's been here, put me through it and everything, just keep pushing me. Coach Bradshaw, he pushed me ever since I was a freshman to be the best that I can, so he really helped out and everything. So I just want to thank everybody that's been involved, and I guess that's it.
All right. Okay, good job. Good job. Here you go.
And AJ, we were talking earlier, he'd be the first one to say that he didn't get there to be a great player by his own initiative. It took leadership, not so much internal leadership, but it took leadership of his parents and of his coach. And so we're absolutely very pleased today to have AJ as our selection tour kickoff, if you will, to be the first one officially recognized. At this time, we'd like to open up if there's any questions of anybody. We're prepared to take a few questions.
Question for Mr. Wallace, if possible.
AJ.
The junior. May we ask, sir, what role has teamwork played in your being named for this team today?
Teamwork has played a lot, basically. I just knew, like, I just wanted to be a leader of my team and just put everybody in the right direction. Like, I mean, if you work hard and everything should go right for you and everything like that. So, I mean, I push teamwork and everything like that. I mean, without my team, I wouldn't be where I was at because I didn't do everything by myself. So, it's good.
Any other questions?
Mr. Wallace, before you leave, having grown up watching your parents serve their country in the Army, how does it feel to be representing the Army in this game?
I feel very honored and proud. I just want to set an example for the other students coming up and everything like that. So I'm excited right now, but I guess I'm just proud and honored that I got a chance to play in this game. So.
One of the things Coach Bradshaw mentioned earlier in our discussion is that when it comes to leadership, AJ is the quiet professional. He's not the guy that's the cheerleader on the sidelines. He's a quiet professional and gets things done, and he motivates that inner strength. And so it's not necessarily the guy that makes all the noise on the field. And so he's been a superb role model for McDonough High School out there. And again, we're excited about seeing you. We can't wait to see you out there on the 7th of January. Any other questions today?
Do you have a message you'd like to send out to the troops deployed around the world?
Say that again?
Do you have a message you'd like to send out to the troops deployed around the world?
Oh, yes. I just want to thank them for everything that they're doing and everything like that. And I'm going to play my hardest to hopefully make them proud. And I'm just glad that they have this game. And I support everything they're doing, and I honor them because they're like one of the most bravest people that I think. So, I mean, for them to put their lives on the line every day. And so I just want to make them proud during this game, and I just thank them for letting me in this game, basically.
AJ, I want to ask you a question. I know you're better than most of the guys on your team. You probably always have been. Does your coach let you half-step a little bit, or does he work you? We as coaches sometimes let our good guys get away with not giving 100% because we don't want to make you mad because you might quit. So, does your coach work you as harder than the other guys, or does he do like Coach Boone and I used to do? Take it easy on the stop. Wait a minute.
No, he pushes me hard because he wants me to lead by example and everything like that. So he knows if I push myself and work hard that the team will probably mostly follow. So he's just trying to set a good environment and everything, but he pushes me like the hardest on the team. So
Coaches have gotten smart.
That question was from Coach Yost, from a member of the Titans. Well, great. We thank you very much for attending today. We look forward to 7 January, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, NBC. So if you can't be in San Antonio, at least have it turned to NBC. Thank you very much.